Good evening, seventh grade parents and guardians. It is Mr. Morwessel coming at you from the principal's office. Tonight, I want to talk about map testing. Our schedule is set for our fall map window, so I'm going to talk about that. I also have some information that I'm going to need to get back from you in the form of a survey. So I'll talk a little bit about that because I need those surveys to be completed by 9 a.m. this coming Monday. Talking about map testing, we map test 3 times a year. We map test in reading and math in the fall, in the winter, and in the spring. It's a benchmarking and progress monitoring assessment that we use to see progress throughout the course of a school year as well as over time. This year, for the seventh grade, we'll be testing reading and math on 2 separate occasions during this fall testing window. Tonight, I want to talk about that first test session, which is the reading session. Seventh grade students are going to take their reading map test next Friday, September the 4th. So I want to explain the importance and purpose of map testing first. Since we ended the year on NTI and we're beginning this year on NTI, we want to make sure that we have accurate information and have a starting point to diagnose any potential learning loss students had from being on NTI at the end of the school year. So we're not sure if any learning loss occurred, but the first step in finding out is this first map test. So it's very important that we determine that for each student. There are going to be 2 options available for families in order for students to complete this map testing assessment. I feel it's important to offer that flexibility and options for families and students. Option 1 is going to be a virtual option. That's where the students can complete their map test at home using their school-issued Chromebook device. We're still going to be able to provide support from teachers and staff. A Google Meet session will be set up for those students to log into, where the teacher and the staff member involved in that virtual session will be able to give directions on how to log into the map test and also be available through the Google Meets for any technology issues or any questions students have as they're completing their map test. For the virtual model, parents, guardians, it may be tempting for you to want to help your child during that. Please refrain from doing that because we want to get an accurate measure of the skills and knowledge that your students have at this time so we can diagnose those potential learning losses. So please just focus on encouraging them to do their best. Now, with that said, I don't want to stress students out about map testing. Sometimes assessments, students can put more pressure on themselves than they need to. I just want them to give me their best effort. We want an accurate measure of their knowledge so we can plan the instruction for them based on what they need. Option 2 is going to be an in-person option where students can come into the school building to take the map test. All right, the students will be in a classroom with a teacher proctoring that map test. There will be a maximum of 9 students in a classroom with 1 teacher. KDE guidelines allow us to have 10 people at a time in one group setting. That includes the teacher, so that's the 9 students plus 1 teacher. I'm also bound by a 15% maximum capacity on any given day of our student population. For our student population here at the middle school, that means I can have 80 students in the building at one time, but they must be in groups of 10 people. So those are the 2 options for taking the map test. You choose the one that's best for your family. Now, there will be 2 sessions per day, so you sign up for one session or the other. That's for both virtual and in person. There's going to be a morning session that starts at 8 a.m. and goes till 10:30. Bus transportation will be provided for those students that live in district if you need it. So then you need to sign up for the morning session. If you're going to drop off your student or provide their own transportation, they can sign up for the morning session as well. But if numbers become an issue, bus transported students will be given the priority for the morning session. The afternoon session is going to run from 12:30 to 3. That session is going to be strictly personal transportation. No bus transportation will be provided for the afternoon session. Now, included in the email message that came out with this video, there is also a link to a Google form. I need one form complete for each if you have multiple seventh grade students in your household. You'll need to complete it twice, once for each student. You're going to be asked a few questions, very simple. Do you want to have your child take the test virtually at home or in person here at school? After you answer that question, we will ask you if you want to attend the morning session or the afternoon session. And again, if you need bus transportation, you need to select the morning session. If you choose the morning session, then you'll choose whether you need bus transportation or no bus transportation. I need that form completed for the seventh grade by Monday, August 31st at 9 a.m. That way we have time to plan the transportation, and also I need the time to plan for enough classrooms and staff to be here for in person. And I want the teachers that are going to be running the virtual to know how many students are taking it virtually. Now, I am very confident in both the options we are providing students to take the MAP test so that they can do so effectively. Whether you choose to have your student test their MAP at home virtually or have your child come here to school to test in person, I believe we will get valid results. Again, I'm just going to be encouraging students to do the best they can. I feel it's vital to offer flexibility options to families to complete this task under the current circumstances. So please do what's best for your family. Please complete the survey as quickly as possible so that we can start planning. Again, Monday, August 31st at 9 a.m. is the deadline. As always, do not hesitate to reach out to me with any questions, but especially regarding MAP testing at this time. You can email me or you can call me here at school. My office hours are typically 7:30 to 3 every school day. More information is going to come out the day before your child takes the MAP test so that I can go over procedures and protocols so you can be prepared for that. Now, for planning purposes on your end, we will be repeating this entire process again in order for seventh grade students to complete the math map. Seventh grade students will be completing the math map test session on Monday, September 14th. So we will do this entire process again for you to select virtual or in person for Monday, September 14th. So that way you can plan ahead. For now, please just focus on your students' seventh grade map test, which will be next Friday, September 4th. I hope everyone is doing well, and go Bearcats.